I know what you're thinking. What happened to the Enforcer? Cardboard Mario, the one who makes you buy cardboard for Nintendo. Well, the Enforcer's been replaced, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the new Enforcer. They call me Mr. I'ma Steal Yo Girl, so, I'm coming. Welcome back to another episode of What You Missed News, the video game news show that recaps what happened this week that possibly affects the video game industry and you, ladies and gentlemen, that you may have missed. So, before we jump into the news, I'd like to give a big shout out to Super Geek Box. It's a box that I get each month that comes with a surprise amount of stuff, usually video game oriented, sometimes nerdy, sometimes Marvel, superheroes, stuff like that. A lot of the time I get things that I wear on the show, shirts, things like that. So a lot of people have asked me, hey, where do you get this stuff? A lot of the times it comes from those boxes they send me. So they send me this box for free, and if I promote it to my viewers, I get a small kickback if you do decide to check out that box. So you're supporting me, you're supporting the show, and you're getting a cool box filled with awesome stuff each month. If you're interested in that, just take the link in the description below, but I understand if you are broke as well. I've been broke at points in time in my life, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a fun time, and you wish you could support people and do this and that, but you just can't. So don't worry about it, folks. We're here to entertain, and we're going to be jumping right into the news. Alright, now. The first story that I do have is Sonic the Hedgehog's newest ally is Tangle, the ring-tailed lemur. This doesn't surprise me whatsoever. This isn't that bad, though. It's not as cringy as creating your own Sonic character. And oh my god, why did they let anyone do that in the first place? Have they not seen Tumblr and DeviantArt and Rule 34? Oh god, the Sonic characters. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't an official Sonic character. It's not for the games. It's for the comic books, and it's coming up. Tangle is basically going to have interesting mechanics that are going to involve using the tail, and it's kind of a hybrid between Knuckles and Tails is what the team had said. Now, if this is successful within the comics, there's no doubts that it'll probably come to a game, which is why I'm covering it, because more than likely you're probably going to see this character coming up in a new Sonic game. So there you go, a new Sonic character that is more canonistically going to be staying rather than the create your own characters from Sonic Forces. So, reportedly, back in the day, 129 years ago, a picture has surfaced of what Nintendo HQ looked like. And, yeah, it just looked like something that you would see in Japan, maybe like a noodle shop, a stand on the outside, a very small shop. Nonetheless, it's very interesting to see this picture. It was tweeted out by Florent Georges. I'm sorry if I didn't say that name correctly, but there's the credit to the person who tweeted this, and they have all the information in French, and of course you can try and translate that. Google gets it mostly right, so if you're interested in that, make sure to check into that, ladies and gentlemen. It's interesting to see these companies' humble beginnings. So a Japanese TV show talks about online gaming addiction. It explains first-person shooters also. So this is interesting, and when I read over exactly what happened with this individual, this article here, and what had come out, it seems that this person here that was being covered, what happened to them is that early on, their mother had died. So they lived with their father because their mother had passed away 5 years ago. And as you can see, they're engrossed greatly into online gaming, which I understand completely as well. You can get engrossed to any type of games. It doesn't have to be FPS. It doesn't have to be online gaming. But essentially, this one is first-person shooting, FPS. And while the show itself is kind of silly in explaining how FPS work, it's very sad what has happened to this individual. Now, I'm going to explain later what I think completely is affecting this individual from a psychological standpoint and viewpoint, but a few details first. What depresses me most about this guy is not what he does with his life. Again, who am I to judge, man? If you pay your taxes, you don't commit crimes, what am I to say about what you're doing? As long as you're happy and enjoying life. But I don't think this guy's enjoying life. He says on heavy gaming days, at the height of his gaming, he would spend 23 to 24 hours playing games. There might have been days where he would have gotten 3 to 4 hours of sleep. He might have spared some time to eat some food, use the bathroom. His fridge was stocked with energy drinks to keep him awake, and he had spent $18,000 in online games, money that he had been given from his parents. Again, very, very unfortunate and very, very, very depressing. But here's the biggest thing. Basically, what it comes down to is this individual said he felt like his life was not worth living unless he was good at video games. And he felt like dying if he was bad at video games. Which is insane, really. So let me ask you something and pose a question to you, because I know this is going to come up as a case of video game addiction, that BS that is coming out from the WHO. Essentially, what I'm trying to portray here is that this individual has an addiction. What does the addiction stem from, though? And I would definitely be pointing towards his mother's death and an inability to process or want to live in a world without his mother, which I understand fully. I think a lot of people feel the same way. You have a wife, you have a loved one, you have a child. You don't want to live in the world anymore, but you also don't want to kill yourself. You don't want to die. And you have to live in the world. So you turn to something, whether it's substance abuse, whether it's something else completely, gambling, things like that. You do turn to something to cope and deal with these problems and these issues. I don't know extensively about this individual. I haven't had a personal interview, but I would speculate that a lot of this has to do with him not wanting to live in a world without his mother. His father is still alive, and that's great for him, but it's still a tragedy when you lose a parent. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is really, really suffering from an addiction, and it just happens to be he's turning his attention towards video games. EVE players are poised for $1 million battle. Now, this isn't for really $1 million, like in life someone's going to get $1 million, but what ended up happening is that there's a giant location, a massive location that is owned by a player, and there are factions that are warring that are going to come in and war in this location, and what's going to end up happening is that it's going to do over $1 million worth of in-game items being destroyed. Alrighty, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I wonder who's going to be picking up the bill on that one. Here's something that I thought was really, really insane. Atari launches crowd investing campaign to bring RollerCoaster Tycoon to the Nintendo Switch. Now, you might be saying to yourself, oh man, RollerCoaster Tycoon, I remember playing that as a kid. Lit, man, that's such an awesome game, and to be able to play it on the Switch with touch controls, ooh, it's a match made in heaven. RollerCoaster Tycoon is a pretty basic type of isometric game where you could go ahead and build yourself a theme park and meet certain requirements to make that theme park successful to progress in each scenario. It's very similar to SimCity in that regard and in the gameplay itself, except with cities, it's with a theme park, with roller coasters. You can build custom roller coasters, you can make an awesome theme park. I gotta tell you, it's probably one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Here's the catch though. This is Atari, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know if you noticed anything from Atari. Atari's a little bit got a little bit of a screw loose here, because the minimum investment that you can make for this to happen is $250. $250. And they have since raised $10,000 of $1.7 million to bring this to the Nintendo Switch. They have 89 days left and 24 people have already invested. $250. Now, this isn't just for the original RollerCoaster Tycoon, mind you. They're looking to bring a very different RollerCoaster Tycoon experience to the Nintendo Switch. Perhaps they will eventually bring every single RollerCoaster Tycoon. But what they're trying to do is bring RollerCoaster Tycoon Touch to the Nintendo Switch. Now, this looks like a kind of watered down iOS and Android version of RollerCoaster Tycoon. It doesn't necessarily look bad, but it looks extremely unpolished compared to the original game itself. And so, yeah, I gotta tell you, RollerCoaster Tycoon, and the people who are trying to bring this to the Nintendo Switch, which would be Atari, I gotta tell you guys, I'd be down for paying maybe $10 to see this happen, and I'm sure you probably would get 10 million people saying, yeah, I'll give you $10, let's make this happen. But to ask one individual for $250, Man, that's half of my mortgage payment on my house. I'm not doing it, dude. I'm sorry. I make a decent living, and I'm not going to give you $250 for the potential of a game to come out on the Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably feel the same way. It's pretty ridiculous asking for that minimum amount of money. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's this episode of What You Missed News. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a big thumbs up. If you didn't, leave me a big thumbs down. And I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. I hope you guys enjoyed my costume today. My face is extremely itchy now, and I'm going to go ahead and have to go and wash it. So I'll see you guys in the next episode of What You Missed News. And yeah, thanks for watching. As always, good gaming. God bless. And yeah, hope you have a great week.